Okay, back here at TB's, I think we're recording. You can take a plastic pin like this and you can put your arrow inserts right in here. You can drill out these tips. In fact, I've got some arrows in there. I've done that too. Right down the center of this, you will overlap this. You just, like I say, put it on there, cut you off a 2-inch piece of this. Ouch. Got myself cut there with that broadhead. You see, these are store-bought broadheads, and they screw right on if you want a quick changeable setup. And you can cut off about 2 inches of that, and then you can shave this down. Instead of putting this kind of arrowhead on, we could have slipped that sleeve over that point when we shave it down to go inside this about 1 inch and glue it on there, and you would have had an interchangeable broadhead that you could fish with, that you could hunt with, and you could also, with this style, you could put your fishing line behind it here, and you could put your change this broadhead out to a feel head, and it would have worked that way also. Now, just talking about different ways to fix up your arrow. Now, I don't have another nock, so there's no use me shaving this down and cutting a piece of this plastic off and gluing it on here, a couple of inches or so, to glue your nock in against that. And then your nock would be glued into the plastic cylinder that goes over the tip of this, and it won't change the flight of it that much, really. It didn't seem like it did nothing when I built that, when I came up with that way to do that. Okay, now we're gonna just have to cut a nock in this, so I'm gonna get over here and put it back in the vise, and we'll just have to cut a nock out in it. That's all we can do, because I don't have, like I say, I don't have any of those plastic nocks without having to order some. Let's get that snug enough without breaking my fiberglass shaft, though. That's what you don't want to do. Now, what did I do with my multi-tool? We'll start this again. But I do know that you got to be careful. Well, I don't want that pliers this time. I need a saw. Alright, let's see. Depends on which way you want to cut your knot. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to bring this camera around this way so you can see what I'm doing. Let me get situated here. Make sure we got this in view. I don't know. Yeah, right here. I'm going to move the camera around just a little more. Now, you'll be able to see what I'm about to do. I'm going to cut a groove right here in this, deep enough that string can just pop on. We don't want a loose fixture neither. Here's the problem with this. I can't hold it steady. I'm going to have to take it on down into the dirt. I didn't want to take it that far down, but maybe right here will give me a little more stability so it ain't jerking around while I'm trying to lay off this straight edge. Because you don't never want to split these with a knife. Any kind of a arrow. I don't know about this fiberglass. You'd probably split it all the way down if you did. So what you want to try to keep this blade right in the middle. And we start sawing here. We don't have to go very deep. Now I may cut it with that grinder, just speed it up. It's about the same width as this blasted saw, but I have to start it before I do with the saw, or it would be vibrating all over the place. And I want that to cut down straight, not run or knock. I wish I'd had some of the plastic knocks that I got from Walmart. You can get them at an archery store. Different places like the tackle box. There's a lot of different places it can be got at, but something bit me. I stuck by some cable there. Alright, now I'm going to cut this real slow. vibrates too much, so I mess it up. Be careful on my knock when I get the saw back out. Didn't like the way that was doing it, beavering it up there. So we got to finish this out by cutting it out. I want this knock to fit tight, and if it don't, I can either cut it off, and I still got enough room to do another if it doesn't fit as good as I'd like. Wood snaps on much better than that young fiberglass. That's why I say I needed a plastic knock for this one. Would have been better. Come up with something I could. Now, there is an idea. If this don't work, I could cut this off, square here, and shave this down. And I could go in there and get a wooden dowel and cut me a knock in it. Cut that 1/4-inch dowel down to fit inside of this and this, and I could have a wooden knock on the back of that fiberglass arrow. I may do that, but that'd take a lot of time. But it would work, you know what I'm saying? Gotta tighten it up. Just trying to jump out of my vise. Okay, that's as deep as I'm going to go right there. We got our knot cut. We're going to see if it fits my bow now. Be right back. Run in there and get my bow. And we'll see if it fits the bow. If that knot don't fit good, I will make a knot for it. I wish the heck I could do it. Could have had it plastic. This is my PVC bow that I've made. It's a 100-pound bow. It will shoot probably about 25-30 yards. Pretty accurate if I wanted it to. Now we're going to see if this is going to fit my string good. If it thumps, what you want here, you want to hear it, that little pop. It's not fitting good, so we're going to have to take out more of it. It may not fit this. I'm having to force it too much, so we'll have to grind out a little more of it. So it's going to be a little small on the groove. That's right, because this is 1/4-inch. That's why. But we got to be careful about this. I'll go in there and get a file. I'm not going to use that grinder no more. Afraid I'll mess it up and get too close to being done with it. Be right back. I'll get a little file, and that file will groove that right where I want it. Let's see. I think it will. Let me try this first. I don't think I got a file on this multi-tool. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Nope. That's not a file. Some of them have a file on them. Mine has 2 knives, 3 knives, 2 knives and a saw, screwdrivers, pliers, and all. But it didn't give me a dad blasted file. And that's what I'm needing now. I don't know, we could try this, but I'm afraid I'm going to chip it off. Because what we need is to widen it, and this ain't going to widen it. We got to widen that a little bit. What that would do is mess that up. Hang on a second. Be right back.